Hello. Well, that's me out at the swap meet, and the title of this show is Portraits at the Swap Meet. And I met our guest, whose name is Ken Karagosian. Ken, why don't you come on in and say hello?
Hi there, Sally. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, I'm glad you're here, and I met Ken in a very interesting way. I'm sitting there at the swap meet. What you don't see is this huge, beautiful tree. It was a beautiful setting. And this fellow pops out from behind this tree lugging this huge camera, which we have set up right over here. And he came up and he said, could I take your photograph? And I said, well, what for? And so he explained that he is documenting the Rose Bowl swap meet. And I mentioned that I did a show, and I said maybe down the line, you know, we could do something about that. But anyway, Ken, tell us how you got started documenting the Rose Bowl swap meet.
Well, in high school, I had photography classes, and one of my projects was photographing at the swap meet. And I thought I wanted to do something unusual or something that hasn't been done before, and that's why I decided to photograph and document at the swap meet. And I've been doing it now for about 2.5 years.
Well, you know, and it is interesting because when you go to the swap meet to find your treasures, you're of course looking down at the tables, and you don't take time to look at the people, but the people are actually really fascinating. Not only the vendors, but the people are there hunting. So I'm really glad that you've done this, because I think it's going to make people do a little more people watching at the swap meet. And you mentioned another reason that you decided on the swap meet, which was for safety reasons.
That's right, too. It's one of the places in Los Angeles area you can go to and not usually worry too much about your camera equipment and losing it. Or
God knows what else. Anyway, let's not be morbid. We're just going to start out by showing you some of the photographs, and you're going to tell us a little bit about the person. Now tell us what this fellow, who he is and what he does.
This is, I call him my friend Robert, and, or excuse me, not Robert, Charles. And he works at one of the most busiest spots at the Rose Bowl swap meet. And he unloads a truck and brings a lot of jewelry and items out on the table. And a lot of people are there rummaging through them. And he sits on the back of a truck and takes his break there. And he's kind of talented. He's made that wristband and also that jacket he's designed. And that wristband that he has, you can hold a beeper or a watch in it. And that's the photograph that I took of him. And I've photographed him quite a different times. And I think there's more in the show that we're going to show of him.
Yeah, we'll see more later. Let's go on over here then to this fellow who, and I don't recall seeing him out there, but it's a wonderful photograph and just very interesting. He's wearing some kind of an ethnic cap and he's holding a beaded huichol mask.
That's my friend Robert from the San Diego area, and he sells at the Rose Bowl, Long Beach, and I think even at Santa Monica swap meet. And he's there every second Sunday of the month, and he makes deerskin leather vests and also jackets too. And he's sold to David Bowie and also to the Rolling Stones.
So he's kind of a designer.
Right, right. And he also has unusual furniture, antique, vintage furniture, and does quite well at the Rose Bowl swap meet.
It's a great photograph, just, you know, his cap, which is, I think, Nepalese or something. I don't know, it's wonderful. He has a great face. Now let's go on down. And actually, you had another nice thing happen. And why don't you show the Pasadena Magazine, which you are appearing in Pasadena Magazine. And that's what?
This is the winter issue of 1995 that's out right now.
And I wasn't aware there is a Pasadena Magazine.
Yes, there is. It's the same people that put out the Santa Barbara Magazine also do the Pasadena Magazine.
So there's an article, and you provided the photographs, and someone else wrote the article about the Rose Bowl.
Correct.
Yeah. It's a nice, very nice. And I believe this is one of the photographs that you would see in the article.
Correct. That's Ron and his girlfriend. And what can I say about this photograph? He's there every second Sunday of the month, and he sells different items, clothing. He also had that mannequin in the back there for sale. Mm-hmm. And I think that photograph was taken almost about a year ago or so.
It's a nice picture. Let's go on and let's look at this. Here I recognize her.
That's Gwen, and she has the saying of "Let's talk shop," and She sells a lot of different clothing and things at the Rose Bowl swap meet.
She's kind of a character. I've talked to her, and she has a cute business card, as I remember.
Right. She has that.
It's Sagana Rain. Her name
right.
is Gwen Sagana, and she
right.
says it's Sagana Rain. And that's kind of one of the outfits you see people wearing at the swap meet. You need a hat to keep the sun off, and maybe you need to dress in layers so you can take your sweater off later when it gets too warm, because if you go there early, it's cold. This is an interesting looking woman. I don't believe I've ever seen her either, and she shows some interesting things.
Her name is Jeannie, and she usually comes there around Christmas time to sell a lot of Christmas bazaar items and different unusual items that she has. She's not there all the time, but she's there once in a while.
She kind of looks like from the rural areas, maybe. And I think down here we have Charles again.
Right. That was an item that they had at the back end of the truck. And
where the heck did they get that?
That was
thing?
one of those rides that you see in front of a supermarket where you install a dime or something.
Oh.
And
it's a great picture. I love the setting of that. I thought it was some kind of, Lockheed reject. Anyway, let's go on and look at this one over here.
This gentleman was setting up bright and early at the swap meet. I try to get there between 7 and 8 in the morning. The general public can come earlier, but usually they don't let them in until 9 a.m. For an extra price, they can go in earlier. And I got him setting up the glassware there, and I just liked the way the lighting was, and I asked him if he'd pose while I took his picture, and he said, all right.
Are most people happy to be photographed, or?
About 8 out of 10 will enjoy having their picture taken.
And then back here, this appears in the magazine too.
Yes, I took that about two years ago or so. It was really almost one of my first photographs that I'd taken at the Rose Bowl swap meet. And I really kind of like that photograph too. I just love her pose.
Yeah, it's a very wonderful photograph. I suspect she collects jewelry and...
Right. I'm not sure if Anna still sells at the Rose Bowl swap meet anymore, but...
I don't remember seeing her, but again, one of the things that happens is you're looking for treasures and you don't look at the people.
Right.
And they're so interesting that we probably all should take a little break and look at the people. And these are, that must be in the summer.
Right, and I think I just saw the movie Thelma and Louise, so I call this my Thelma and Louise photograph. And it's just two shoppers there, and I asked them if they'd pose. I think they were at Robert's spot, and I think there was a couple chairs there, and they sure didn't mind sitting down after walking around there all day.
Oh, they were collecting and shopping. I see.
Right.
Okay. Now we've got a fella down here.
Yes, this fellow wasn't selling at the swap meet, but he knew Robert, and he designs those leather pouches that he's holding. Mm-hmm. I was kind of hoping he'd trade me a pouch for a photograph, but I still haven't got my pouch yet. But
well, it's supposed to be a swap meet, so people are supposed to swap. Yeah, that's a nice picture too. Then we have a wonderful lady up here in a great big hat with great large earrings. It's a nice composition.
That's my friend Roz, and she always sells quite a bit at the Rose Bowl, and she sells jewelry and clothes and different items at the swap meet.
It's really interesting that, just anything in the world appears there. It's an incredible amount of stuff and an incredible amount of people. I think there are like 800 vendors. And it's just fun to go and look to see the huge amount of different kinds of objects. Some people specialize, some people have everything under the sun. That's why it's such fun hunting. Then I think we have a couple down here.
She's known as the Rug Lady, and they sell Oriental braided rugs, and they're usually there at the second Sunday of the month also.
And of course, what happens, some people start collecting a certain item and then they get too many and they have to weed out, so they go to the Rose Bowl to sell off. So a lot of these people are very knowledgeable about what they're selling, and they've done a lot of research, and so you can also learn a lot if you talk to them. Now there's a fellow down here with a beard that just looks like he has a lot of interesting things there.
That's Bert the Mountain Man, and he's from Colorado, and he usually comes maybe once or twice to the Rose Bowl swap meet to sell, and he has different items of cowboy items, Southwest items mostly, And he's an interesting person to talk to and things, and very nice.
The Mountain Man, I like that. Sometimes these people will have nicknames too. I mean, they
Right.
kind of take on, and they have certain styles of dress, and lots of times what they're selling matches what they're wearing. I mean, they build like a little area in each little booth that's whatever they're showing. Back up there we have another couple.
Yeah, I call her the sporting good lady. She's usually there selling, and she has quite a different variety of sporting good equipment.
Now that's something you wouldn't think.
Right.
Is it new or old sporting equipment?
Mostly it's used, I'd say.
Well, there are really people that do collect. There's a fellow that collects old fishing equipment.
Right,
and
that's
so,
a big item at the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, that has become collectible too. Now we have somebody down here.
That's Aaron, and he collects old toys. Mm-hmm. And he's also an actor, and what was I going to say about him? He collects toys, and he has
Maybe we need to.
a casting office too.
Oh,
That
well.
casts actors and actresses.
A lot of people just, in a way, this is a hobby. It's like a big party at the swap meet. So in a way, I think there's social reasons that people go. So sometimes they'll have something else they do and then kind of do this for fun. And this is the last one we're going to see in this segment. Then we're going to take a break. And what can you tell us about these two?
They go to a lot of different Indian shows and sell jewelry and things, and they just happened to come to the Rose Bowl that Sunday. And they were very nice, and that's about it.
Often you'll see people at you'll see them at the Long Beach Swap Meet or PCC, or so they kind of make the route. Anyway, we're going to take a short break, and we're going to show you some other things, some other swap meet photos, but Ken is working on a new project on the Metro rail, and they're wonderful photographs, so we'll show you those at the end of the show. But meanwhile, we'll be back in just a minute. We're going to show you some clips of past shows, so stay with us. I'm Sally Shismanian. You'll see fascinating collectors with their interesting collections on Collector's Favorites. Watch for us on this cable channel. Well, thanks for staying with Ken Karagosian and I. Sounds like the Armenian hour. Well, anyway, on with the photographs. I just wanted to show one picture that Ken did not take, but I was going through some of my things, and this is a picture taken of me at the Rose Bowl, I would say 1971, and I don't know who the heck took it. I don't remember, but it just goes to show I'm still doing the same old thing. So if anybody out there remembers who took this, I'd love to hear. Also, Ken, you said that you went to visit Ansel Adams, which must have been quite a treat.
I was very fortunate. In high school, we took a field trip, and I got to visit Ansel and see his studio and his darkroom, and visiting him has rubbed off a little bit on me. Right,
and now you're like the rest of us in a way. You're collectors and
collecting a lot of negatives, that's for sure.
Now this is all of the folks that you photographed were interesting, but this fellow seems to be doing something very, very fascinating.
Yeah, I've photographed him quite a few times at the Rose Bowl, and his name is John Woods, and he's collected things out of MacArthur Park, and he's made art pieces and shown them at Otis Parsons.
out of the lake?
Correct.
He's
correct.
I think I remember reading about it. He actually fished things.
And he had a show out of City Hall, too.
And he survived. Okay, and here he is again. And he appeared in the magazine article. He is quite jaunty, has quite an air about him. That's John, and then we have another, and this is John's,
And
I
his
believe.
2 sons, Timothy and Jonathan.
Now, do they take part in this?
Yeah, they come to
hobby?
the Rose Bowl, and they help them set up, and then.
It's great for kids.
Oh, it is.
Actually, my sister used to sell at the Rose Bowl, and she'd have her 8-year-old come and bring avocados that they had growing, and so taught them all sorts of things. Now we're going to flip this, and this is some of John's. Well, it's folk art, and these are.
Those are some photos that I took at City Hall when he had an exhibit, I think right about this time last year. And you can see it's quite unusual items that he's collected from there.
I don't know if we can get in close on anything, but he's built. Can we get in closer? Let's see. He's kind of built. What?
Different glasses I think he's put together. All the different glasses he's found out of there, and made an art piece of it.
And then these were some other things that he fished out of the lake.
Yeah, I think there's room keys and I'm not sure exactly, a lot of bottle tops and all just unusual items that he's gotten out of there.
Where are these things stored? Does he have them, or are they?
I'm not sure exactly where he's keeping it, because now he moved back to Midwest right now. So I'm not sure where he used to have a store right across the street from Westlake area.
It's kind of like Watts Tower art. I mean, I love it. It's and I remember reading about him, but I didn't. I never had seen his work. This is a real nice photograph.
She sells vintage fabrics, and she looks a lot like Shirley MacLaine, I think.
She does. You're right. That's another thing. You do see movie stars shopping at the swap meet. There's John Malkovich and Diane Keaton.
And Whoopi Goldberg, Cher.
Carol Kane, another Armenian Cher.
George Hamilton, John Woods.
Oh, really? I've never seen him.
James Woods, excuse me.
This is a great picture because of the clothing they're wearing. I like the contrast, and I like the stripes with the leopard. And
they sell a lot of string items, violins, and even a oud.
Oh, you mean musical instruments?
Correct, correct.
You know, I have never seen these people. Where have I been? But again, you know, you're so busy looking for your little particular treasure that you forget. Do you remember the name of the fellow who wrote the article in the magazine with you? No. Oh, because he had such a nice quote about hunting for treasures. And anyway.
And that's Robert with his friends from Japan. And I took a group photo of them, and I thought it really turned out nice.
Another thing you'll see many, many tourists that I believe fly in for the weekend to go to the swap meet. It's incredible. You'll hear all sorts of different languages, and they're carrying backpacks. And I think they just kind of come over to do the swap meet.
And you see a lot of used Levi's there.
Yeah, which I guess they're popular in Europe and in Japan. Now who's this? Is that?
This is Robert with his friend Poe, and I think he makes these. What would you call them? Not like mannequins, but see the doll character in there. And he goes to the swap meet just to look for items that he can put on there.
Yeah, a lot of people who do found art.
Paper mache, that's what they're made
Found
out of.
art, they go and find little pieces to, now who's this?
This is a girl that was selling at the Rose Bowl, and I just thought it was interesting, her sitting in the back of the van taking a little break. And I like the lighting sometimes when they're in the back of a van because there's no strong shadows. So a lot of times I do photograph people when they're inside their vans.
That's true, and that's like their little house.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
And then they have their display out in front, so they kind of have a contained little area.
Nice little place to take a break. These were 2 girls from I went to the Ventura swap meet, and I just thought they were really nice and asked them to pose for me, and I took their photograph.
They look like they're having a terrific time.
Laney and Lakey.
Don't we all? We all have so much fun.
Boy, you got these yellow
now
tags
talk about,
on there.
whoops. Talk about Levi's.
Yeah, that's Max and his son, and a huge pair of Levi's in the background there.
He has his own truck. Hey, here's an interesting one. This is an interesting looking guy.
That's Sam, and he's from the New Mexico area, and a lot of Southwest and even items from Mexico that he sells.
Oh, this lady's look at these. I like the play of the shadows there.
I like her leopard skin
Yeah, I
outfit
do
and
too.
the
It looks
hat.
great. It makes a very interesting photograph. You know, why don't we take a look at these? We don't want to miss these two darling children here.
These were shoppers at the Rose Bowl, and I call them my Cabbage Patch photo. I just love the way the kids' faces are so round and things.
People, you know, people bring dogs.
They're not
People bring
supposed to. I don't
I'm going to
anymore.
take the silly hat off. I don't need it anymore. But that's my swap meet hat. People bring dogs, and sometimes they have dogs. If they're a tiny dog, they'll carry it in their bag. And then some of the dogs have little caps. People have cellular phones so they can talk to whoever they came with.
Walkie-talkies.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's such a phenomenon. Even if you don't collect, to just go and see.
And people watch.
Yeah, people watch, which is what you're doing. Okay, here's some more children. I don't know if children really like to go, but I guess they have no choice if their parents go.
Their mom sells at the Rose Bowl, and they were working, and they were trying to buy a computer, so they were helping their mom and earning some money that day.
Boy, my sister used to go out there with, I mean, she had a tiny baby, she had a toddler, a 2-year-old, about a 3-month-old baby, and an 8-year-old, and so people, it's a family affair.
Yeah, this was another family with their dogs.
Oh,
and
see,
things.
I was just talking about dogs. See, I wasn't lying. Oh, that's a really nice picture. And actually, the dogs look like they're having a wonderful time.
Yeah, it's like they posed for me when I took that photo.
Yeah, they knew. You don't see too many cats, though. Cats would not tolerate. Oh, what's this? This is real interesting. That
This
looks like it.
gentleman, I think it was like a 1940s vintage toy, and he was standing out in front of it.
That's a wonderful photograph. Now, is that a trailer there?
It was a motorhome, I think.
Yeah. That's a great photograph. Okay, who do we have here?
That's Charles, and he makes pine furniture and bookshelves and cabinets and things.
I think I've seen him, actually.
And when I was photographing him, these girls that have known him, I think they bought some furniture from him. I asked if they'd pose for me, and I took their pictures. They're all sisters there.
Okay, I need to get under this pile and get the Metro pictures out. So here they are, because we wanted to make sure that we talked about those. So here's another one, yeah. And this is your new project.
Right, I started this about in
Wait,
March or so.
Okay.
And it took me over a year to get permission to photograph over there. And
This guy could be an
yeah,
ad.
he'd make a great,
I have to say.
a great Coca-Cola commercial.
He really would. Who is he?
His name is Troy, and he's a miner.
God, wouldn't you know his name would be Troy? I think this guy could really be a star. It's a great picture.
Thank you.
And so now you're documenting what's
The
happening.
Metro Construction, and I've been very lucky. They've let me come there and photograph.
And you go over in the mornings? And
I go after work
Yeah.
and things and go there and photo.
Okay, and here's another one.
That's Big John, I call it. And he's another miner, just gotten off work. They run
You
a
mean they were
graveyard.
actual miners?
Correct.
You're kidding?
Yeah.
Well, who else would want to go down there? Are they actually digging that tunnel
Yeah,
out?
they're digging out big machines and.
So are they probably people who don't live here? They came here to work on the Metro?
Correct. A lot of them are transferring from one place to another, wherever the jobs are.
All right, so you're doing little bios on them as well?
I haven't started yet, but I plan to.
Yeah, and I mean, these are wonderful. These will be real historical.
This is the group. They have different groups of them that work together on the different shifts and things. And this is one shift right here, the graveyard shift. And the guys had just got off work, and I asked if they'd pose for me while I photograph them.
These are really great photographs. They really are. That's a wonderful picture. And so do they work around the clock?
The project is around the clock, right?
Yeah.
This is a locomotive that takes the equipment, takes the miners down into the tunnel where they are digging and things.
You know, I just read about the Metro, but they don't seem to go into any details. I had no idea there were miners. That's fascinating.
Right. It's quite a city going on right there.
You read about all the problems with
Right.
what's happening on top falling, but not about that. That's a wonderful project. So you probably aren't going to do the swap meet too much anymore.
Correct.
Well,
Hopefully maybe I'll go back to it.
and I think we have a little more time, so let's just look at a few more of our swap meet folks.
That's Ann, and I've photographed her quite a few times, and they go to the Long Beach and the Rose Bowl swap meet.
Let's see, who else do we have?
We've shown her maybe another one.
Okay, we showed her. Well, here well, he's so interesting. Let's show. What's his name again?
Robert?
Yeah. Now here he is with another folk art, like probably a Mexican skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
I have never looked at his stuff, so I'll have to do that. Here's another great picture of him.
I guess those are the tarot cards.
Tarot cards, yeah. He's got a great Indian bracelet on there. Yeah, well, I'll make it a special point the next time I'm out there.
You can usually find him. He has a truck in the background there. It's hard to see in that photograph, but there's a big gorilla on it.
Oh, well, I'm sure I'll be able to find that real easily. Okay, who's this?
That's Branford, and he's gone to Vietnam to get some of his items to collect.
Okay, and I think we just have a little bit of time left, but we're going to see. So this is what he collects in Vietnam.
Correct. Those are the cigarette lighters that the GIs had, and there's a lot of sayings on them and things on the back of them, or on both sides, really.
So again, really, you can find everything in the world, and fascinating people. And to me, it's just one of the most fun things in the world to do. It's just, you sort of lose yourself in time and space. But that's if you're a real addict. A lot of people say, well, who has the patience to do that? But we love it. Well, Ken, I want to thank you so much for coming.
Well, thank you very much. I enjoyed it coming on the show today.
And this was a delight, and we'll keep you up to date. Maybe we'll do something when he really gets those Metro photos. And you can bring, what's his name, the Coke hat with you. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Happy hunting out at the swap meets, and we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.